So I've just started recording. I just want to confirm that you are willing to take part in the interview for this research project and that you consent to it being recorded.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, perfect. All right, let me just get the questions out and then we can start. All right, so thank you for agreeing to participate in the research. We can begin the interview. So the first question is, how long have you been involved in the collectible car space or industry? And has your involvement been in a professional or personal capacity?
Okay, so in a personal capacity, I've been involved, since I was 16 years old. So that'll be 42 years. Always being involved with cars. Professionally, I started with Porsche in 2000. And before that, I was involved in a family business, which was basically a spares business. So I think you can probably say professionally I've been involved since 2000 up to now, so it's 23 years.
Okay, so you've been in the industry for quite a while.
Yeah, I've been in the industry for a long time. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Has your focus been primarily on collectible vehicles that are considered as classic, so the older stuff, or does it extend to modern collectible vehicles as well?
It extends to modern collectibles as well. So, the cars that we sell is basically anything from a Beetle to a Bentley and anything in between. So it's sports cars and classic cars, which involves very old cars. And also, we've got cars that are brand new, 2022 and 2023 models that we sell.
Okay, so you do believe that there are collectible cars that can be investments that were built after 2000?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. There's a lot of manufacturers that make cars that almost become instant classics. Before they make them in very limited numbers, and before they even sort of hit the streets, they are classics.
Okay. Now the next section is dealing with collectible cars as investments.
Okay.
So do you believe that the collectible vehicle space in South Africa is growing, and how does it compare to the international market?
It is definitely growing in South Africa. There is an increased interest in collectible cars, but I think it's also, if you look at your economic environment, it dictates where people want to put their money. So if the rand is weak, and if the situation is volatile, and people start looking at other places to put their money in other than gold and investments and things like that. So they look typically at art and at cars, at classic cars. It is definitely growing in South Africa. Compared to international markets, I think we are a drop in the ocean. If you just look at the sheer volume of cars available in Europe and in America, compared to what we have in South Africa, we form a very small percentage of the international market.
Okay. Are collectible vehicles a viable investment for investors who are looking to diversify, or even investors who just want, something as simple as a single investment? It doesn't have to be as part of a massive portfolio, but for both, new time investors and experienced ones.
Absolutely. As long as people, as long as the definition of an investment is just clear to people. A lot of people buy a car, they keep it for 6 months and then they want to sell it. And then if they don't get their money back or they make a return on the car, then they say it was a bad investment. Whereas with any other investment, it takes a while to mature, and it takes a while to mature in the market and to be worth more and to accumulate value. So if you take, for example, if you buy a house and you sell it in 6 months' time, the chances are that you're not going to get your money back, or you might even lose some money on that house. Whereas if you keep it for 5 years or a little bit longer, you'll get a return on your money.
Okay. So what advantages or disadvantages does investing in collectible vehicles have when compared to, as people say, maybe safer investments like shares, stocks, bonds?
Just give me a second, sir.
Okay.
2 seconds. Can I interrupt you for a second?
Yeah, sure.
Just give me a second.
Okay.